practices of the solar vitalization technique. And what's nice is if we do the practice with a prayer of St. Francis. And so we can speak about the sunlight of God technique, and or the sunlight of the goddess technique. And that is the sunlight which is our own internal sun. So we begin by sitting as tall as possible, with the head and the neck as straight, so that the spine is in its normal position. No worries if we have the normal curves to the spine, the normal meaning normal for you, how your spine naturally is. And you just simply let the prana and the sunlight of your internal subtle self, your subtle body, shine forth through the pranamaya kosha, through the energy sheath of your body, and image your mind body in a nice, alert, attentive position, so that you're sitting tall. And you're aware of the feeling sense of the breath in the nostrils, the feeling of the prana flowing in with the breath from the nostrils, from the lunar gate on the left and the solar gate on the right, the left nostril, the nostril for the moon, the right nostril, the nostril for the sun, like two gates to the golden temple. And this first invocation is to that golden temple, that golden womb of intuitive wisdom, the source of the sunlight of God, the Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha. Swami Shri Rama one day Guru Parampara. Continue to sense the breath coming in the two nostrils, merging as one stream and flowing from the nostrils up into the central space of the skull, into the center behind the eyes, and expanding in the abdomen, the navel region with the inhalation, relaxing with the exhalation. Just let your head and your neck begin to move with your spine, so that as you exhale, you roll yourself in. And as you inhale, you unfurl and lengthen your spine, let your arms dangle, let your face and your chin come up, your heart come up. And as you exhale, you roll in again, just letting your shoulders come forward a little like a giant letter C. And then as you inhale, you open up. You can let your tip of your tongue remain on the roof of your mouth, lightly with your lips closed, breathing through your nose. You keep the lips just lightly touching one another so that you're breathing through your nostrils. You're letting your body be moved by the prana that's coming in on the breath. Your body, your mind body is a projection of the energy body. Just as we know, like the way that you look to one another is an expression of what's happening on the subtle emotional level. On the energy level, the pranamaya kosha, and even more subtly, what's happening on the manamaya kosha, what's happening in your mind is shown when we say that you wear your expression on your face. Come on in. Good. Hi, Charlotte. Come on in. And just continue to let the body be moved by the breath. And this time, once you've folded in on yourself and you're rounded in like the giant letter C, now begin to make some head and neck rotations. So you might want to go to the right and then up towards the ceiling on that right side, opening your heart, letting your arms open up over to the left and down, letting your face roll in, just making some big circles with your spine, your head, your neck, just letting your arms dangle, your shoulders dangle, opening your neck as you cross over towards the other side. And as you exhale, you fold and round in. When you reach the center, and you're like the letter C, C for center, reverse the direction, inhaling, opening the spine, the neck, and the head towards the ceiling, and as you begin to exhale, let that prana of the exhalation round your body in and fold in. So you're really getting into your spine with your head, your neck, you're warming it up all the way down to your sit bones and coming through these large circles, just letting the prana from the pranamaya kosha image your mind body. So once you've reached the center again, all folded in, inhale, come on up to that nice tall position, and we'll all meet in the tall place, just like those tall pine trees beside the mountain lake, and sitting tall. Let us do a little Agni Sara. Agni, it's fire. Agni Sara. Sara is flow, like the Saraswati River. It's like a flowing river. So Agni Sara is the fire flow. You think of lava, magma, that molten, it's so hot it can melt the rocks. Yeah, it's good for a day like today. And it's, speaking of the energy of the sun on that intense level, the energy of the sun, so hot that it's melting rock. And imagine you have two vest pockets, and stick your fingers in your vest pockets on your belly here. And now you're holding your belly, and breathe into your belly, inhale. And then as you exhale, take that belly in as you exhale, and actually kind of feel yourself rolling your spine back towards the chair. And then as you inhale, let the inhalation spill out. It's kind of like you're letting the belly pour out onto the floor in front of you. Sit up, and then exhale, take it in. You can bring a little contraction to your pelvic floor as well as you exhale, like squeezing in, and then inhale. And let the hips and the whole pelvis kind of rock forward, just like you're spilling like a bowl. You're pouring everything out, and then you're kind of tilting the bowl back this time, back towards your chair. Good. Now the hands are here just so you can really feel this movement. But you could also imagine you have like a string, like a drawstring on your trousers. And as you inhale and you come forward and your belly is fully, it's like you're pulling that area forward, almost like over your knees. Good. And then you exhale, push with your feet and your hands on your knees, and roll that in, tuck that in, really take it in. Exhale and inhale, bring it forward fully. Good. And then just come back to a centered spot. So Agni Sara, that's what we're doing right now. It's Agnisara preparation. There's even a more, levels to the subtlety to that. But that backwards and forwards tilting of the pelvis, that rocking of the pelvis, just like a big bowl, we're taking it forward. In fact, I wonder if in the cabinets here, there is some actual, yes, perfect. Okay, good. Yeah. So I'm going to use this nice green bowl. Actually, I'm going to use the orange bowl since it's the color of the sun, and makes a good hat. But if this is like your pelvis, you have to sort of imagine that my hips are, on each side here, and so this is the top of the pelvis, and down here, this rounder part is like your pelvic floor. So in this action, when we inhale, our pelvis tilts forward like this. This is, like sticking your tail out towards the back there, bringing your belly out over your legs. And then when you go the other way, you roll it in, and you actually, it's almost like you can tilt it back towards the back there. So you're coming forward with your pelvis. Good, that's good. And then you roll it back in as you exhale. And then you inhale, you come forward again. Good, and that's the movement that's happening here, and it's a lot of work. You're breathing much more deeply, and you're really getting into the solar plexus. The solar, plexus. So the plexus is like a nerve center. It's a ganglion of lots of nerves right here in your spine associated with your digestive tract. And yeah.
When we inhale, then what happens?
Okay, so when we inhale, this rolls forward, and we feel that's like when we're letting our hands and our belly come into our hands, like we're like pouring it out. It's like I'm taking this and I'm spilling it out. I'm dumping the contents here, And then when I exhale and round in, it's like I'm gathering everything up into this and spilling it the other way, and then I do that again. So this is, so you're...
Is it like this, Rob?
Yeah, that's actually, kind of what you're doing now is really good too. It's like you're involving taking it forward, over, and then spilling it back, and let me set that down. Yeah, and then bringing the belly out, and then back in. Yeah, you can put your hands on your belly and kind of help to push it in, and then bring it out, and then push it in, bring it out, push it in, and then go the other way, bring it out, push it in as you exhale, bring it in, and then, good. All right, so that is what we call churning, chalanasana. There's a shanka means like a conch shell, the swirls of the giant conch shell, and you hold it up to your ear and you can hear that. So shanka has to do with practices which it refers to the coiled quality of your intestinal tract, like your small intestine. And by doing all of these, you're really you're helping the peristaltic movement of your digestion. We began the class today just speaking about how important good digestion is, that your digestion, your intestines don't have teeth, so you've got to chew your food thoroughly, really make it small, make sure you incorporate a lot of saliva before you begin to digest it. Then once it's in your, down in your stomach and in your digestive tract, these types of practices, especially in the morning, are so good because they're really stimulating your pelvic floor. You're contracting your pelvic floor. You're really moving stuff around, that stuff being the visceral organs. And they're just all in there kind of side by side, and they can be moved around. So we're really doing that. We're like massaging that area.
So after breakfast, we need to be sure to do those.
Yes, that's a really good thing to do,
In the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also mentioned that before you begin a meal, if you remember to ask for just a cup of plain, ordinary hot water, like tea water.
Yeah, like in the morning.
Right, exactly. Just drink that water. It'll help hydrate. It's warm. Your body will feel good. It's not too much. It won't cool down. You know, like it's warm, and you remember it's fire, so you don't want to pour water cold on the fire. You want it warm on the fire.
Warm
you know?
water's
Yeah,
better.
warm water is better. Yeah, absolutely. Or tea, you know, like a gentle tea. And then don't eat any more than 2 fists worth of food. Like if you imagine, if on your plate, if you had 2 fists of food, your stomach is about that size. And then if you don't overeat and you leave a little space in your belly, you just feel much better. You know?
Smaller portions.
Smaller portions, yeah.
Yeah, don't eat too much early in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Good. I'm going to put this bowl back, and then we're going to do our prayer of St. Francis with our solar salutation or sunlight of God technique. You can call it what you want, Surya Namaskāra in Sanskrit. It's just a nice sequence of 12 positions, and we can do it with those bija akshara mantras like Om Hram, Om Hrim, or we can do it with other types of mantras. And the prayer of St. Francis is kind of a universal prayer of goodwill, right? So when we begin, we start and we just intone. We say, and you can say it after me. O Lord, may I be an instrument of thy peace. O Lord, may I be an instrument of thy peace. Good. And so then position 1. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Then position 2, we take the arms up towards the ceiling. Where there is injury, let me sow pardon. Where there is injury, let me sow pardon. And then we exhale, we fold forward from the hips, lay your belly down on your thighs. You're going to come all the way down, let your arms wrap around your legs and let your head just hang. Position 3, where there is doubt, let me sow faith. Where there is doubt, let me sow faith. And then placing your hands on your knees, and with an inhalation, come up slowly with as flat a back as you can from your hips. Just come up slowly so you're not overdoing it. Good, excellent. And then you're going to extend your right leg on the heel, draw the left leg in so it's on the ball of the foot. Sit up nice and tall. You can draw up on the pelvic floor, so a little tightening of the buttocks and a scissoring action. Palms together at the heart. This is position 4. And the mantra here is, where there is despair, let me sow hope. Where there is despair, let me sow hope. Excellent. And then we release that. We draw the right leg back. Left leg can come forward. And now hands on the knees for position 5. We're going to come down with a flat back and keep